Namaste students, myself Sunil Kumar from the Department of Computer Science. Today we are moving to the new chapter number 11, arrays. Already in the previous session we mainly discussed about the control statement and also I explained some programs. Next we are moving to, in today's session we are going to discuss about the new concept that is actually known as arrays. So before moving to today's topic, if you take the data types, in previous sessions we discussed about the data types. If you take the data types mainly are of three types. One is fundamental data types, second one is derived data type, third one is user defined data types. Which are the fundamental data types? One is integer, character, double, float and void. These are the mainly 5 types of fundamental data types are available. Then after that, next type of data type is derived data types. Derived data types are derived from fundamental data types. Then if you take the derived data type, one is arrays. Arrays is a derived data type and also the pointers. Then after that, next one is user defined data type. Example is class and structures. Class and structure is an example for user defined data types. So next here we are going to discuss about the arrays. Arrays user, that is a derived data type. Array is a derived data type. An array is a collection. You can see the definition of array. An array is a collection of elements where all the elements are of same type and under the same name. If you take the arrays, array is a collection of elements. Array is a collection of elements and which having the same data type. All the elements which having the same data type and under the same name. Within one name you can store the multiple elements. Within one name is possible to store the multiple elements. For example, you can take, or if you declare int A, so there is a one variable is declared with the integer one variable is declared A. And if you assign one value, for if you treat it like this, one memory space will be created. One memory space will be created inside the memory. Or one memory space is allocated. One is allocated. If you assign one value 10, if you assign A is equal to 10, then value will be 10. For variable, value will be 10. So only one value is possible to store within a one variable. If you want to store one more value, if you store 10, once again if you take 20, 51 means this will be rewritten, only one value, 10 is erased and 20 will be stored. So it's not possible to store the multiple data. It is not possible to store the multiple data inside this one variable. But if you want, that is possible in case of C++. If you want to store multiple data within a single variable, if you want to store the multiple data within a single variable, then C++ allows that one by using the special feature. That feature is known as arrays. So if you use the arrays within a one variable, it is possible to store the multiple element. For that purpose, we are mainly using of arrays. So if you take the arrays, how it will look like? It is normally, if you take the arrays will look like this. For example, if you create an array, it will be looking like this one. For example, 5 or 4 space if you allocate it. That is based on the user. User can allocate, they can set the number of length of the array. So it is possible to store 10, 20, 30, 40. For example, some elements I showed. Some elements. So for entire thing, you can give the name as A. Example. If for entire thing, it is possible to give the one name. That name is A or B. Anything is possible. Any name possible to be. And after that, if you store the multiple elements, if you are going to store the multiple element, each element is we can allocate. Each element we can refer by its own value address, that is known as index. So if you take the arrays, the arrays can have the index values. Index values is nothing but address of the elements. So for example, this one is array. For example, this one is array. 10, 20, 30 and 40. These are the array elements. You can say 10, 20, 30 and 40. These are the array elements. You can name these array elements or objects normally. Normally that is an object. So we can also say that as array elements. That is array element. Then if you take 0, 1, 2, 3. 0, 1, 2 and 3. This is an address. Normally saying address, but it is a location. It is an address or location. Here we are not saying address or location. This is known as index values. index values. If you want to access the arrays normally, whenever if you are going to access the array values, then we have to use index values. So this entire thing is known as A. So this is also A, this one is A, everything is A. But if you want to particularly see this first element, if you want to specify the first element, second element, third element, fourth element. So like that, if you want to specify, mainly we are making use of index values. By using the index values, you can access the different elements of the array. So in case of array, we are mainly using the zero-based indexing. In case of array, we are mainly using the zero-based indexing. What do you mean by zero-based indexing? Zero-based indexing means normally in case of arrays, index values always start with the zero. This is the 1 mark question. Remember always remember is required for first year and second year. What is a zero-based indexing? Or we can say they'll ask what is the starting index value of the array. Always starting index value of the array is 0. Index value of array or array starting with the 0. Here array starting with the 0. And one more thing in case of arrays, normally we are using the subscript. We are normally using the subscript to mention the type of the arrays. You have to mention the type of the array by using the subscript. So here if you take the types of the arrays, array types mainly are of 3 types. One is one-dimensional array, two-dimensional array, and also with the multi-dimensional arrays. Arrays mainly are of 3 types. One is one-dimensional array, two-dimensional array, and also with the multi-dimensional array. One-dimensional array means it contains only one subscript. In case of one-dimensional array, it contains only one subscript. If you take the two-dimensional array contains 2 subscripts. 2 subscripts will be there in case of two-dimensional arrays. Then if you go for multi-dimensional array will contain more than 2 subscripts. More than 2 subscripts is there, means that type of arrays are known as multi-dimensional arrays. So next we will move to the first case or first type of array, that is one-dimensional arrays. Next we will move to the one more type of array. Mainly 3 types of arrays are there. One is one-dimensional array, two-dimensional array, and also with the multi-dimensional array. The first here is we are discussing about one-dimensional array. If you take the one-dimensional array, it uses only one subscript. Remember, in case of one-dimensional array, it uses only one subscript. What is subscript? I will explain later. What is a subscript? I will say later. Subscript is used to set the total size of the array. If you want to set the total size, for example, if you want to store 10 elements, in an array, then you have to measure you have to set the size. That size should be mentioned inside the subscript. That is one-dimensional array. And number of elements that can be stored in the array is not the size of the array. The number of elements. For example, if you take the arrays, it can be stored multiple elements. It can be stored multiple elements within a single name. Within a single name, it's possible to store multiple elements. Multiple elements and number of elements can be stored. So we have to say that total size, this much element. For example, 10 elements should be stored or 20 elements should be stored. That we should set inside the arrays. So that is the size of the array. Size of the array is total number of elements that can be stored inside the array. Total number of elements that can be stored inside the array is known as size of the array. Then size should be in integer format. For example, should not be a float format. 22.35, that is not possible. Maximum you can say 22 elements, 30 elements, 23 elements, 50 elements, 100 elements, 1000 elements. Like that, you have to set the integer type of element. So that should be size and should be enclosed in the square bracket. So if you are going to mention the size, that should be enclosed within a square brackets. That is known as size of the array. This is about the one-dimensional arrays. Then how you can declare, how you can implement that in C++. If you are going to implement arrays, one-dimensional arrays in C++, you have to declare the arrays. Remember, like a normal variable only, first you have to declare before using that one. Before using any variable, you have to declare that one. Like that also in case of arrays, first you have to declare, then later you can initialize, then you can use the arrays. So we are going to declare the arrays by the general format. So general format is like this: data type. First, remember you have to write the data type. Which type of data type? Normally, integer is int, char, double, float. Mainly 4 types of data types are available. Why it is not possible? Because it is an empty data type. So whether you are going to create integer array, or whether you are going to create character array, or whether you are going to create a float array, or you are going to create the double array. That is your wish. That is the base of the program. So which type of array we are going to create? That data type should be mentioned first. Either int or char, double or float. So integer means it can hold only all the elements should be of integer type. If you use the character means all the elements of the particular array should be of in the format of characters. And if you use a float, all the elements should be float type. And if you are using double, all the elements of the particular array should be of the float type or double type. So like that you have to use. So data type first. And after that, the data type, next one you have to use the array name. So I use array name. So remember, whenever if you are going to give the array name, we have to follow the rules to write identifiers. We have identifier rules. What are the different identifier rules? Should not use the keyword, space should not be possible, or uppercase and lowercase distinction. All the rules are there. We have to follow all the rules which under is given when you are going to name the identifiers. That all the rules should be followed and have to array name. Then you have to use the square bracket. Remember, you have to use the square bracket. Inside the square bracket, remember, inside the square bracket, you have to use size. Then close the square bracket, then semicolon. Then semicolon. This is the syntax to declare one-dimensional array. Remember, it is only for one-dimensional array, two-dimensional, multi-dimensional, I explain later. So first one here, one-dimensional data type, space, array name, size. Size should be enclosed with a square bracket. So this is actually known as subscript. So size should be enclosed within a subscript. See, only one subscript is there. This is only one subscript. Arrays which having only one subscript, that is known as one-dimensional array. You can see here, array which having only one subscript. Here if you take this one, only one, this is one square bracket, one pair of square bracket, that is actually known as one subscript. Whenever only one subscript is here, means that is known as one-dimensional array. So here, data type, space, array name, open square bracket. Inside that you have to mention the size. The size should be of integer type. Should be of integer 10, 20, like that you have to give the values. And after that, next here is close the square bracket. Later you have to put the semicolon. So normally this is the syntax. We'll write one example. How you can write the example? If you go in integer, int, array name will be a. Any name will be a of 5. Integer a of 5. So one more, char b of 5. So like that, float c of 5. Like that you can do examples. Not only 5, it's possible to give 10, 20, 30, anything, any number of, n number of also possible. N numbers, means infinity also, like that, infinity. So n, we don't know what is the total size. Whenever if you want 1, 2, 3, 4, like that, n number of elements also you can store in this case. These are the example and this is the general format. Here is the example, then next we are going to initialize. After creating the array like this, next one is, what is next one? If you create the arrays, you will create one memory space. For example, I take the first part, A. All the cases same thing. In all the cases will be the same. You will create one memory space like this to hold 5 elements. You create one memory space inside the array to hold the 5 elements. 5 elements can be stored in A of 5. In A of 5 means it will create remaining space here. In A of 5, that will create one memory space to hold the 5 elements. So 5 elements can be stored inside the arrays. 5 elements can be stored. So the name of the array, what is the name of the entire this one? Name of the entire array is A. A is the name. If you take the A is the name. This one, everything is A. Everything is A. So if you use in the arrays, automatically I told it is a 0 based indexing. So index values are there. It is the 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. So mainly, if you take a created A of 5, if at all if you created the array with the A of 5 size means you will create 5 spaces. You will creating 5 spaces, but the space starting from 0 to 4. So normally, if you create A of 5, if you give means normally it is 5 minus 1. 5 minus 1. Total index will start from 0 to 5 minus 1. For example, if you create an array size as n, if you create array size as n means, so total space you can say from 0 to n minus 1. N minus 1. So 5 is 5 minus 1. If it is n is a total size means, so you can hold 0 to n minus 1 because 1 to n normally. So that is here in case of arrays started with the 0. So it will be 0 to n minus 1. So here also 0 to 1, 2, 3, 4. Here 5 elements are there. So 0 to 4. Then how you can access the first element? How you can access the first element? The 0 index, first index, second index. So every name is here. For everywhere name is here. The first element you can refer. If you want to refer this one, you can refer a of 0. The first element is a, then a subscript 0. This is the first element. So like that, second element, third element, fourth element, right one by one. The first one, if you create 5 spaces, you are going to create the 5 spaces. The first element, second element, third element, fourth and fifth element. 5 elements. The first element is size is 0, so it will be a of 0. This is square bracket a of 0. If you go for second element, this is a of 1. A of 1, that is 1 indexing. Next one is a of 2. A is our name, so a of 2. Next index is known as a of 3. Next one is a of 3. Last one is a of 4. So 5 elements, only 4 values are there. Only 4 indexing is there because array indexing is starting from 0. So first element is known as a of 0. Second element is known as a of 1. Next element is a of 2. Next element a of 3. And for last element here is a of 4. Only 4 elements are there. When you have 10 elements are there, still a of 9 will be there. So like that we can assign all the elements. After that, is an array is created. So array is created with the size 5. Here array is created with the size 5. After creation of array, next what we have to do? The next step here is we have to initialize the array element. Whenever if you are going to initialize the array elements, the initialization takes place in different methods. There are two methods are there mainly. So one method I will explain. One method will start with the one method. Whenever you are going to initialize the array element, the first step you have to assign first one. Initialization means assigning the initial value to the arrays. Is known as initialization of arrays. So here assigning the first value. First value is a of 0. First before this one you have to assign. For example, I will assign 10, 20, 30, 40 and 50. So this is the value I want to assign. Whenever if you want to assign the values like this, when you initialize the values like this, then I can use one method, direct method. First I can use a of 0 is equal to 10. First line. Otherwise, then next a of 1 is equal to 20. A of 2 is equal to 30. Then a of 3 is equal to 40. And finally a of 4 is equal to 50. This is one method. This is one method of initializing. After creation, next we have to initialize like this. See, the creation. After that, we have to initialize the values like this. This is a method of initialize. So, if you initialize a of 0, this one is 10. A of 1, this one is 20. A of 2, this one is 30. A of 3, this one is 40. And A of 4, that will be the 50. So, like that, we can assign the values. So, this is known as one method of initializing the values. This is the one method of initializing the values. Then next we will move to the one more type of initialization. Next we will move to the one more type of initialization. So this is after declaring the elements. Next you have to initialize. First you have to declare, then you have to initialize the values like this. So whenever if you are going to declare itself, it is also possible to initialize. Whenever if you are going to declare array elements, at that time also it is possible to declare. So that I have here. Whenever if you are going to declare, so this is a declaration. Here only if you use a semicolon, that is a declaration. Otherwise, here only you can do this one equal to. Then you have to use open flower bracket, open flower bracket. Then you have to provide the element 10, 20, 30, 40 and 50. So if you assign like this, then semicolon. If you assign like this is actually known as best method of initialization. Whenever if you are going to declare the array elements, whenever if you are going to declare the element, at that time only elements are assigned. Elements are assigned. So this is a method. One more method is one method of assigning. If 10 elements are there, 10 elements are also possible to assign. So remember here only 5 elements are there. It is not possible to assign 6 elements. Array index is not valid like that. Error will come. So whenever if you are going to write an array, initialize an array element, you have to check what is the total number of elements. This is one method of initialization. Second method of initialization. Second method. We are going with the second method. Same as already here. In A of. No need to mention the size. No need to mention the size. Then we have 10, 20, 30, 40, 20. You see the first method and second method. First method, array size is specified already. This is the first method and second method. In the first method, array size is specified. So it's possible to hold only the 5 elements. It's possible to hold only the 5 elements. But in second case, array size is not specified. Array size is not specified, so that if you enter 10 elements, it will automatically create with the 10 spaces. It automatically create with the 10 spaces. If you give only 4 spaces, automatically it will create 4 spaces. That is the difference between the first and second. So second is easier actually, because whenever you are going to assign for 10 elements are there means, by mistake if you give as 5 means only 5 will be taken, remaining 5 will be wasted means that won't create the 5 spaces, 10 spaces. But here is not, second method is not like that. In case of second method, if you are going to create the array, if you want to create array with the 10 space, if you give the number of values here. We are not specifying the total size. Instead of total size, we are mentioning the total space. We are mentioning the array elements. If you give the 10 elements, automatically it will take the 10 elements like that. So that is actually the arrays. So this is actually not initialization of arrays. But not only if you are giving like this, A of 5 if you created, if you give only 3 values, what happens? If you give only 3 values, we are giving only the 3 values, then 1, 2, 3 values will be given and remaining 2 will be added as a zeros. Remaining will be empty values will be 0. So whenever array size is more and elements are less means that is possible. Whenever array size is more and elements are less, that is possible to use. Here we will take 10, 20, 30 and besides. This is possible to use because it will add the zeros. But which is not possible means array size is less and elements are more. Whenever array size is less, elements are more, that will be the error. That will be the error in your programming. And also here, this is also one more method, A of directly with the elements. In this case, there is no need to think about the size, total size. How much elements you are giving, that much elements can be stored inside the arrays. So this is about the initialization of arrays. Mainly 2 types of initializations are there. One you can directly initialize A of 0 equal to 1 or like that you can assign the initialize the values. And second method we can use with this method. So by using square bracket, flower bracket, we can assign with the different values. So by here we reach the end of session today. In this session we mainly discussed about the arrays, new chapter arrays, chapter number 11, arrays we discussed. In that arrays introduction, what is the introduction we discussed? Definition of array. Array is a collection of elements which have the same name with under the same data type. Under the same data type, it's possible to store the different elements. That is actually known as arrays. Then if you go also we discuss with the different types of arrays. One is one-dimensional array, two-dimensional array, and also with the multi-dimensional arrays. Then after that we discuss with the one-dimensional array, how to declare the one-dimensional array. One-dimensional array will have only one subscript. If we take the two-dimensional array, that has the 2 subscript. If we take in 3-dimensional array, that has the multiple subscript. In case of one-dimensional array declaration, when you are going to declare the arrays, mainly this is the method data type, then array name, within a square bracket we should give the size. So size should be in the form of integer, and this is known as subscript. One pair of square bracket, that is known as subscript. Then initialization of arrays. Initialization means that assigning the initial values. Assigning the initial values to the arrays known as initialization of the arrays. So based on this one, I'll give the worksheet, work out that one. But here I'll wind up my today's session. Thank you.